video for you on skincare. I'm going to go through some of the products I use and things like that. Skincare is important to me for like so many reasons. You know, I'm not a crazy anti-wrinkle, whatever. I think I went through a little phase, but, you know, I'm 26, and so, you know, I'm blessed to have, you know, what I have at the moment, and I'm sure maybe at some point I'll probably be a little more aggressive about it, or maybe not, but, you know, so at this point I do things to, you know, get ahead of the game a little bit, but more than anything, I just really, I've had acne for so long. Nothing that's been like I've had some cystic acne, but you know, definitely not the worst, but definitely not the luckiest of people who've had to suffer from acne. And so I'd say that's probably my main motivation and why I've really, I guess probably over the past 4 years, really embraced skincare. When I was younger, I would never think it was important to wash my face, or if I did, I used really, really harsh things that, you know, the store says it's for acne, so whatever. And if my skin hated it, you know, they say if your skin's irritated or red or whatever from a product, that it's your skin communicating and saying, all right, I don't like this, back off or stop using this. And I just didn't really give a shit. So I'd say, yeah, probably in the last 4 years, I've just said, you know, all right, I'm a mom, I'm an adult, I'm sick of this, let's get rid of this. And so that's been one of my bigger motivations. And the more I look into it and research it, the more I'm also becoming, or starting to realize the importance of skincare for other reasons, such as, you know, like skincare, or not skincare, I sound like that South Carolina beauty pageant chick, such as the Americas. No, but like skin cancer is what I was going to say. That's obviously a huge thing. I think they say that 3 out of 10 people in the United States wind up with some form of it at some point, be it just a mole removed that has cancerous cells, or you know, melanoma. And I think there's a certain point, I can't pinpoint if it's 50 or if it's 30, but beyond that, it's kind of useless as far as, you know, no matter what, you're going to have to reapply every, you know, few hours or whatever. There's a certain gauge, you know, based on the skin, the level that your skin is at. If you have a really deep complexion, they say that your skin's a little more resilient to the sun, you know, and on the opposite side of the spectrum, if you have really fair skin, you're a lot more susceptible to sun damage. So that's been another big thing. You know, I have some marks or whatever what are they called? Sunspots. And I purposefully shot this video after I did all my skincare, you know, my skincare regimen. So I could kind of show you some of my concerns up close, which, you know, 5 years ago I'd be saying, fuck that. Definitely not doing that one. But, you know, I've got enlarged pores. I've got, you know, blackheads in my pores. I really wish I would have done a video like this 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago when I started this routine, because I'm really loving it. I've got some whiteheads down here, but usually this is my, like, center for any breakouts, and I was having them on my forehead. And those have really seemed to diminish. And then I was having some major issues with forehead wrinkles. Not anything crazy, but, you know, you can see a little bit when I turn this way. Little bit of creasing. I'm a very expressionistic person. And so I was noticing a little bit of creasing there, just fine, you know, nothing crazy, but not going away. When I go like this, it wouldn't, you know, staying. And since I've started this is, you know, this is an improvement. My under eye area, there you can kind of, everybody says like, oh, you don't have wrinkles, bullshit. But, you know, so I'm, you know, it's nothing crazy. I'm not, you know, I don't want to offend anybody who, whatever, but, I mean, I've got some signs of that my skin's starting to change and mature. And, you know, this line has really definitely made a big difference for that. I'm not, like I said, I'm not a huge anti-wrinkle freak. Tried some products, but at the end of the day, I've noticed products that are that can be far less expensive without these crazy claims of whatever, and that's all they can do is claim. I look at stuff, it's ideal for, no, I guess that's not one, but most every single piece of skincare I own doesn't say this absolutely will get rid of your wrinkles, or this absolutely will do this. It says it will reduce or lessen the effect of, or whatever it is, fade, or whatever. It doesn't say 100%. So I don't buy into that gimmick. I just don't. And I've been in that total consumer mind where it's like, I told my husband at one point, like, if somebody told me donkey shit would totally get rid of my wrinkles, I would do it. And that's, I think, how a lot of women, people, anybody, any consumer can be at a certain point, is just like, they say it's going to do this, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll do this, all for the sake of, getting a couple years or whatever, for however long of, your skin being and the only way it's going to work if you found some miraculous holy grail products like that is if you use it every day or twice a day. So yeah, there's that, and when I'm also looking for an item, for my skincare regimen, antioxidants are always something that is going to be good for your skin. There's, environmental, like, radicals that are in the environment that are going to be, you're out there in the environment. Your skin's going to be exposed to them, and those antioxidants get in there and break that stuff up. There's things that you eat that you would consume, like dark leafy greens, or walnuts and stuff rich in omega-3 fatty acids and whatever, and all that. Those kind of things that possess a lot of antioxidant properties that internally do that, but externally that's just as important. And so anyhow, I need my glasses because I have bad eyes. So I wanted to start with my cleansers. I have two cleansers. I'm going to start with my Purity. I think if you haven't heard of this and you're, in YouTube land for, beauty purposes or skin purposes, this is something to pay attention to if you haven't heard about it. But it's, it's been around for a while. It's gotten a lot of mention. It's a very good quality product. It's a little pricey, not anything crazy. I've had this for probably, I want to say, since I was using the Philosophy Miraculous Lactic Acid Wash, and I didn't notice any difference, and it wasn't lathering enough for me, so I think I bought this in January, and it's now July, and this is, not even quite halfway gone. It's really gentle. I also suffer from eczema, which is another point. I don't really get it so much on my face. I'll get it on my chin. So that's another reason why I kind of take skincare seriously. I think if you have oily, dry, any type of skin, any which way, this is gonna, work, and it's really good at getting makeup off. The reason I stopped using it recently was because I was needing something a little more amped up. With summertime, and my hormones have been askew. I have, hormonal related migraines and all sorts of things, and so my skin doesn't follow suit very well. So I needed something a little more potent. And after Wayne Goss put like a 3-part series, Goss Makeup Artist or Goss Makeup Chat, on YouTube, and he put together this 3-part series video. He's into makeup for the same reason I am, because of acne related things. He put together this 3-part video series or whatever about how to get rid of acne, and for me it was really effective. It was really drying, but it was really effective. And if you've ever seen his videos or tutorials or anything like that, he has gorgeous, perfect skin, and he's a huge advocate for Paula's Choice. And he's not sponsored, or, I don't know him, so I can't say anything, but he says he's not sponsored, and I don't know why anybody needs to lie about anything, but so it's not like people are paying him to say, this is fantastic, and even if they were, the numbers and the reviews stand for themselves. I read nothing but good reviews on this whole line, and it's the Paula's Choice line. I bought a set specifically for acne and a few other products to get rid of a few other concerns I have. But I bought the clear kit, with the extra strength stuff because I was really needing it. And this is the clear pore normalizing cleanser for blemish prone skin. It claims to refresh skin without causing dryness, reduce red marks, and prevents redness, and dissolve pore clogging oil and dirt. And this is really liquidy formula, like liquid, and it lathers so good. And yeah, I was looking actually here. There's no sulfates in it, so that's kind of cool. Because I was actually thinking about that, like sulfates. Wait a minute, because I've got another thing I want to show you. Sulfates are obviously terrible for you, and there's none in here. And usually that's what makes that nice foaminess, but this doesn't. And this has been fantastic. I don't get that tight stuff afterwards. I can't say enough good things about this. I really love this. I've been using it twice a day. And then I guess that would lead to my next little chunk of product here, which one I can't find, and I really want to show you. Ugh. Here it is. The Vitamin C Microdermabrasion product from Body Shop. It's a fantastic, I've got two other exfoliators I'm going to show you that are a total different consistency and nothing I'd ever even really heard of. But this stuff is I don't know. When I buy an exfoliator, I used to get the, the St. Ives apricot scrub. And there were two little tiny, walnut chunks in there. And so it never felt effective. But if you're looking for a good alternative, I've heard nothing but good things about the St. Ives green tea scrub because it has the same, little tiny, let's put it right here. You can kind of see those little scrubbers. I mean, it's like a little sugar salt scrub, but they're really, they don't go anywhere. If I can angle this up. I mean, you can see those tiny fine grains. They don't dissolve, and it smells fantastic. And Body Shop is, it's a pretty natural line, so I mean, it doesn't smell like anything artificial. It's loaded with vitamin C, which, has a very citrusy scent, and so that's what I'd imagine that's coming from. But I love this stuff. Don't use this with a Clarisonic, though. It will break it. The other two I have are these from Paula's Choice. This came with my kit, and this is something that is like a cult favorite from anybody that uses anything Paula's Choice. The 2% BHA liquid, I think it's their #1 bestseller. And these are both liquids that you put on your skin. I take them, and I'll use this one in the morning and this one at night. And I take them and I put them, a little bit on my hand. They say to use a cotton ball, but I don't want my cotton ball to absorb what I want on my face. So I take a little bit and then I put it on like moisturizer, and I just let it sit until it absorbs in. And then I put on my treatment, and then I put on my moisturizer. So those I really, really love. This has been fantastic. It's an anti-redness solution, and it's supposed to get rid of red marks and get rid of your, enlarged pores and unclog them, and whatever. And it's got the 2% cyclocyclic acid, which is really important for sterilizing and killing that bacteria in your pores that are helping to create pimples. So this one I've really liked, and this one I bought because I've read nothing but good things about BHA in regards to these lovely, 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 lovely things right here. And so I've also noticed a huge difference with this. Onward and upward. Moisturizer. I used this. I got intrigued into this entire line. I used to watch Oprah when I was younger. I'd come home from school, my mom would be watching it or whatever, and I love Oprah. I'm sad that she's gone. I don't watch anything daytime television in that regard anymore. She was kind of it. But anyhow, Hope in a Jar. This was one of the things I think she gave away on one of her everybody gets a car and a house, 8 days of Christmas, 24 favorite Christmas thingy mabobbers that she gives away. But this stuff, you know, you can kind of see for yourself. It's like a whipped, buttery, I don't know, and it smells, it smell, it smells, I don't know. It's not obviously like a, you know, an artificial chemical smell, but it just smells so just herbal and like it's, you know, soul food for your skin. And it, you know, I mean, you take a tiny little thing and, you know, it just like melts into your skin. It's so hard to calibrate like which way. I mean, it's like it just melts and then it absorbs right in. And it's not a mattifying, you know, lotion, but it's so emollient and it doesn't, you know, it doesn't sit right on top of your skin, but it doesn't feel like an oil slick either. My skin, you know, despite its oil acne prone properties, loves that stuff. And I'm still using it from time to time in coincidence with this line, this Paula's Choice line, because this was the only moisturizer that I got, and it's the Resist Super Light Daily Wrinkle Defense Broad Spectrum SPF 30. I needed a sunscreen unit in my, you know, whatever, daily products that I use, and this one is, you know, it has antioxidants and resveratrol, which I didn't get the chance to research, but you know, I would assume it's probably something good if they're going to put it right on the front of the bottle. But it visibly reduces wrinkles and dark spots. It's sheer natural tint for all, and it really is. It's a tinted formula, but it's not like a makeup BB cream tint. The reason they added the tint was to get rid of the bluish cast that normal sunscreens give. Like Tarte Guard is one that I've really been liking and using, but that one definitely has a bluish cast to it. Yeah, and it's a silky lotion that mattifies and smooths. It definitely mattifies, that I will say, but I just need something a little heavier, or not heavier, but just a little more, just to kind of replace some of that moisture that I'm taking away by trying to, you know, nip my acne in the bud. And so I don't know if I'll repurchase this or not, but otherwise I really like it. And what I like about this versus this, as much as I would marry this on the spot because I love it so fucking much, the only thing that I don't like about it, granted it is after you're washing your face, so your hands are probably going to be getting clean in that process, is that you have to dip your finger, your hand, or whatever in there. Although, yeah, you know, my hands are dirty, but I just used some and dipped my hand into it now, and whatever. And so I don't like the offset chance that you might be introducing bacteria into your $40 tub of moisturizer. And these last a long time too. I've had this for 4 months, and it's, you know, I mean, definitely not tapped into. And then my last little chunk here, what I didn't, where is it? Damn it. So what I didn't like about the Paula's Choice website is that I couldn't find an eye cream. Recalibrate that. So I bought this as a supplement. It's the Resist Intensive, and I like this. I don't know why I like it, but I like it. I'm 12. It's the Paula's Choice Resist Intensive Wrinkle Repair Retinol Serum. And retinols you're going to want to introduce to your skin really slowly but surely to make sure your skin tolerates them pretty well. This was a little irritating at first and hard for my skin to take, so I put it on, you know, bit by bit and built it up. But I'm really liking this. I'll put this on after I cleanse, and then do my exfoliation, you know, whichever one it is. That's when I'll go for my treatment. I also have, pardon my reach, a sample that I will be buying the full size of the BHA 9 serum that's targeted. It's just a higher percent of BHA to get rid of this type of stuff. It also gets rid of acne and red marks and things like that. And I've really actually noticed a huge difference from a day where I'll use this and a day that I won't. So it's like a tiny sample, and I've had this for, how long have I had this thing? 2.5, 3 weeks. And I love it. People rave about that one too. But yeah, I'll mix both of these together in the palm of my hands, rub them everywhere. But yeah, I feel like with eye creams and things of that nature, although it may not be absolutely crucial, at the end of the line, you're just gonna that skin underneath your eye. It's like 0.05 millimeters or 0.005 millimeters thick. It's the thinnest skin on your body, so it's going to be the first to have any type of wrinkling to it. Which like I said earlier, I'm not I don't get really bent up or built up or whatever the hell the term would be. I don't get really fixated on that, but I really like to have moisture under here because I feel like I just look I don't look as vibrant without that area moisturized. Not necessarily plumped and not, whatever. I'm honestly, I feel like I'm going to feel the same way in 20 years. Like, if I find that's it's a piece of my life and it's, whatever. I don't know. Like, people get so into this wrinkle shit. And I did for like a brief 5-second period. And it was just like, this is my body and I'm proud of it. So whatever. But I like that area to be moisturized. I like to have the dewy glowiness, whatever. And so Hope in a Tube is one that I buy and will buy and will buy and buy again. It's a simple, high density eye and lip firming cream. And so, yeah, I don't know. It doesn't have, I don't even think it has a retinol in it or anything like that. I wonder what they have in it for an ingredient that supposedly firms. Nothing that I recognize. But anyhow, I like this shit. On that same note, I like the Miracle Worker. I go back and forth, and there's some shit on that. I don't know what that is. I've bought a full size, and I've had 2 of these samples already, and I just love them. And what I like about this, versus if I take that, that's such a tiny drop. I really don't want to use anymore, though. Versus this stuff is a serum, it's going to be, it's a serum. I don't feel like I'm wasting when I do these, but everybody does this. If you look at the difference there, if you're putting those on your eyes, and wanting that moisture, you can obviously see. If it's hot as hell outside, I don't care. I need a blanket on for security. If it's a sheet, or whatever, if it's a whatever, I need that. And I'm the same way about eye cream. So I'll put on one of those every night, no matter what. Something else that I can't say enough. Sorry, my glasses are driving me crazy. Enough good things about, and I will rave and rave and rave about till the cows come home, is my Clarisonic. What do you say? It's the best shit ever. I had a spinny version, and the first, it was my first experience with anything like that, and so initially it's like, oh my god, this is fantastic, but it was like doing this to my skin, and I'd just be like, oh, I don't have to do anything, and it'd be rotating and whatever, and that was fantastic, but it was also tugging at my skin, which, isn't good for your skin. It, reduces elasticity, things like that. And this is just like one of those toothbrushes. I mean, you can kind of see it's not a spinny formula, and you only go like this with it on your skin. You don't shove or do any of that stuff. And you don't use, like I said earlier, you don't use these microdermabrasion, exfoliaty, scrubby things on here because those little granules can get in here and actually break these things. They're fully waterproof too, and they're, I've dropped this thing several times. Like this, I don't know. I feel like you'd have to run it over to do anything. And the charger is this little magnetic clip-on thing. I wish I had it right here, but it just clips on. It doesn't even, it's a weird thing. And then there's this little light that comes on and blinks red until, a green light will come on when it's all charged. And I love it. I haven't had to charge this thing, and I use it I try to use it at night, but sometimes I use it twice a day. I haven't had to charge it in at least 2 weeks. So that's nice too. You know, it's an eco-friendly thing. The other spinny thing I had was battery shit, and that wasn't fun. The only other thing I wanted to make mention of, which is a skincare product, but it's not, you know, when I was pregnant, I actually used this on my face with coconut oil. I'm not recommending anybody do that because at first it was harsh on my skin, but my skin, if I wouldn't have done something harsh, it would have been, my skin would probably look like terrible right now with the pigmentation left over. It was so breakout prone. But it's the Dr. Bronner's 18-in-1 Hemp Lavender Pure Castile Soap, or Castile as it should be, because it's, you know, it's originated from Spain. What it is, you know, that at the time, you know, I think it was like the 1600s, that made it stand out versus regular soap at the time was that it was made with vegetable soap, or vegetable fat instead of animal fat, which is what soap at that time was made out of. I don't think that's the case anymore. I know animal fat / talon. I think it's called talon. But either way, there's animal fat in your dryer sheets. Yeah, it's really disgusting. So I don't know if they put that in soap, but I know they put that shit in dryer sheets. But this stuff is like the most fantastic. I use this every single time I take a shower. I don't shower every day. But when I do shower, which is not like, I mean, like every other day or whatever. I'm a busy mom. But this just like strips my skin down to nothing, or I'll throw a few drops in the bathtub. Not with my hair. I've tried getting in the tub with this in the tub, and my hair has gotten in that water, and it leaves a. Don't use it on your hair. But I've used it, you know, I used it on my stovetop espresso maker the other day to get rid of tarnish. I've used it on my wood floors. I've used it for everything. I used it on my kids. Don't get it in your eyeball. Don't breathe it in. Those are the only two things that I really think are cautionary tales with this. Don't put it on your hair. You know, even the baby formula of this, don't put this anywhere near your baby's face, because this soap, I mean, is so effective, and it's so natural, but at the same time, you know, it's very, very burning if you get it into your eyes. I've used this on my makeup brushes even in a really diluted format. Can't say enough good stuff about this stuff. It's fantastic. And the bar formula too is, I like the liquid a little better. I think it lathers a little more, but the bar formula is just as good too. So anyhow, 30 minutes in, which I kind of wanted to avoid, but I hope you liked that. I really hope if you have time and you're looking for, if you're in a skincare rut, check out this Paula's Choice line. There's something and everything for anyone, whether it's acne or I think it's pronounced Cactoris pilaris, but those little red bumps that people can get on their arms, rosacea, anything and everything. It's a fantastic line, and it's really affordable, which, you know, is how it should be. You can find good products in a drugstore and all that, but I haven't come across ones that I've been crazy about in years from a drugstore. Aside from this, you can buy this at Walgreens or Amazon. This is a 32-ounce jug, I think, and those are usually run me about $18. But I've had this for almost 8 months. Anyhow, yeah, I mean, all this stuff should almost be like given to you from the government or something, because it's, I mean, I don't know. If you don't feel good about yourself, it's hard to go out and about, and, you know, I don't know. You should just always feel good, whether that is getting rid of acne or whether it's getting rid of wrinkles, to each their own. And whatever it takes for you to feel confident and happy and good about yourself, you know, more power to you. I love all this stuff that I showed you. They're my tried and trues that I, you know, granted they're a little new for me. It's, you know, I mean, I can't even say that I want to tear up, because it's so nice to not have terrible breakouts and shoot a video that I'm going to throw on YouTube, you know, whether I get 5 hits or whatever. Like, I'm putting my no makeup face on the internet. And I wouldn't have been able to do that 4 years ago, 10 years ago. Forget about it. It's nice to be able to do that. So as much as I love makeup, as much as I love all that stuff, this is definitely a skincare, whatever, is very near and dear to my heart. So I hope you liked this video, and I hope I didn't ramble too much. And I guess that's it.